ICE says its agents use a, quote, minimum amount of force when making arrests. But every day, new videos pop up online which seem to indicate something else. Personally, my social media feed now is just a stream of brutal ICE interactions. Agents caught on video being both verbally and physically aggressive with the people they're detaining and with bystanders, all while many of them hide behind masks and plain clothes. These tactics appear brutal in nature, alarmingly so, and the presence of a rolling camera doesn't actually seem to deter any of it. Many of the videos are difficult to watch, but we do feel that it's important for all of us together to bear witness to what's happening to human beings on the streets of America. On Wednesday, this video was taken outside of an elementary school in Chicago. It shows a group of masked ICE officers trying to pull a woman out of her car. Eyewitnesses say the woman was in line for afternoon school pickup at the time of the incident.
Wait, you guys came to the school and to do this?
Do you have a warrant? They haven't asked for a warrant. My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
You're being recorded. There's don't get any closer from here, right? Like, cool. Just stay back, please. You're being arrested for the
Yeah, but you guys came to the school?
They forced us out of the car. They forced us out of the car. They were following us.
Last week, agents in that white SUV were filmed in broad daylight throwing a canister of tear gas onto a pedestrian street near a middle school. You can see cars were seemingly blocking the unmarked vehicle, which was reportedly headed for a local grocery store. A masked agent rolled down his window and threw the tear gas, causing bystanders to disperse. In Maryland, 2 ICE officers chased a man into a busy intersection and then tackled him. You can hear the man screaming, "Ayuda, help me," during the struggle. And an agent dropped his handgun and then appears to point it at bystanders.
Ayuda! Hey, look at me! Ayuda! Right there! Ayúdame! They're trying to kill you! Ayúdame! Ayúdame! That's the people! What paper? What, you trying to kill me? Hay algo médico! Hay algo médico!
Put the gun down. Put the gun down. Put the gun down.
The Department of Homeland Security says the man being arrested in the video was resisting. On Friday in Chicago, a journalist by the name of Debbie Brockman was forced to the ground and cuffed by 3 big federal agents while she was out reporting. Watch this.
What's your name?
Debbie Brockman, I work for WGN. Let them know.
I got you. Yep. Debbie Browning? Brockman, WGN. Do you guys want to share your names too, or I'm just going to cover your face?
DHS says Brockman was arrested for allegedly assaulting a federal agent. WGN-TV, Brockman's employer, says she was not charged with any crimes and was ultimately released. ICE has responded to criticism about its operation, saying, quote, anyone who actively obstructs law enforcement in the performance of their sworn duties, including U.S. citizens, will, of course, face consequences which include arrest, end quote. All this is happening in America, whether you open your eyes to it or not. Joining me now is Radley Balko, longtime journalist and author with a focus on criminal justice and civil liberties. Balko's the author of The Watch on Substack and the book Rise of the Warrior Cop, the Militarization of America's Police Forces. Hey, Radley, I don't even know what the question is. Like, I just don't know. I've been watching these videos and they strike me as remarkable. In almost no instance, and I don't know whether people are doing illegal things or legal things, I don't know what degree they are resisting arrest, but the amount of violence in this is remarkable. Shooting the priest in the head and the 6 guys on one small person. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're watching is the kind of key principles and pillars that we've always cited or referred to as, you know, the key principles that make us a free society, that differentiate us from authoritarian states. We're watching those pillars topple really with astonishing speed. I mean, one of the founding principles of this country, I mean, it's the reason why we have the the Third and Fourth and Second Amendments is the idea that we don't deploy the military for routine domestic policing. Like, this is something that's only done in the rarest of circumstances. Trump's doing it on a whim, right? He's wants to do in Portland because he saw some 5-year-old footage, on cable news. We distinguish ourselves from authoritarian states by saying we don't have secret police in this country, right? Our police are accountable. They have name tags. They have badge numbers. That's out the window now. The idea that we don't arrest or punish people for expressing or exercising their First Amendment rights. Well, we've seen immigrants green card holders be arrested for writing op-eds. We just saw a journalist deported to El Salvador for reporting on ICE raids. That was cited in court documents as the reason why he was a threat to the public and needed to be deported. The list goes on and on. I mean, we always used to make fun of, when I was growing up, we would sort of poke fun at Eastern Bloc countries with the phrase, your papers, please, right? Like in our country, you don't have to prove that you're here legally. You don't have to prove your citizenship every time you leave your home. Well, literally, we've seen ICE agents detain people and demand their papers, demand that they prove their citizenship. So it's you're right. I mean, it's just sort of hard to find words to describe just how quickly these kinds of pillars of a free society are being toppled.
And we're going to talk more tomorrow about what you do if you're confronted by ICE. But you're absolutely right. What we see so many videos of people being asked to prove their citizenship, and the officers saying, "Well, if you're a citizen, we'll let you go. We're detaining you, and then we'll let you go." It's like this. It's this randomness, right? This concept of having a reason to actually arrest someone or find them seems to be fading away.
Well, they're also just making things up. I mean, they've claimed that it's illegal to dox ICE agents, to post their identities online or their photos online. That isn't illegal. I mean, it's illegal to post threats to them, and I certainly wouldn't recommend anyone do that. But this idea that, like, because you work for ICE, you're allowed to, visit this violence on people who are here, whether they're here legally or not. And you get to do that without ever being held accountable for it, whether it's sort of legally or just in a sense of public shaming. I mean, there's no law that protects ICE agents from being identified publicly, particularly when they commit abuse against people.
You and I have been talking for a long time, and I remember after Ferguson, there was a real movement to have people carry cameras, and not everybody's phone had a camera at the time, or use their phones to record interactions with officials. Then it happened with George Floyd. Like, it was all recorded, and they still killed him on camera. And now the recording almost seems secondary. It's not changing behavior. Everybody seems to know they're being recorded, and it doesn't seem to have an impact on stopping the behavior.
Well, I mean, in some cases, it encourages it, right? I mean, ICE, there's a striking video the other day where a bunch of ICE agents chased a guy into a building, and then out of the unmarked car came another, presumably ICE employee, carrying his own camera, recording it, right? They want to record this stuff and put it online because their base eats it up. I do still think, it's important. I think the fact that we all have a camera in our pockets and we have instant access to share these videos with the world is a extremely powerful tool. It's really sort of unprecedented in the history, really, of government, right? The fact that this stuff can be shared instantly. And I do think these videos are having an effect. I mean, if you look at polling, the public approval of how Trump is handling immigration, of the amount of force that ICE is using to arrest and detain people, the public's turning against that. And I think these videos are a big reason why.
And I think it's important to understand, you may have supported the idea that Donald Trump thinks that there are too many undocumented immigrants in the United States and that they need to go through a process or whatever the case is. This is the visiting of the violence on people. We don't talk about whether they're citizens or not. It's just the fact that we use this kind of force, this kind of intimidation, this kind of violence. That's the part that's shocking me. If these people that you're arresting are undocumented and you believe something needs to happen, it doesn't require this level of force. Like, it doesn't require rappelling down a building in Chicago and coming down from a helicopter.
Yeah, and I think they've miscalculated here. I mean, I think they because they primarily listen to their base and their sort of very online, most hardcore supporters. I mean, those people get glee from those images and videos, right? They love it. They love to see violence and pain inflicted on people that they think are, don't belong here and that are subhuman, frankly. I mean, that's how they're described in MAGA circles, the people that are on the receiving end of this violence. But I think they miscalculated. I don't think the majority of the public thinks that. I think the majority of the public thinks it's abhorrent to arrest parents when they come to try to pick up their children from school. I think most of the public, thinks it's abhorrent to arrest and detain and deport, a father who's raised 3 sons who have all served their country in the Marines. One of the really heartbreaking cases I saw was a woman from Nicaragua who came here. She was 8 or 9, graduated with honors from high school, had just gotten a scholarship to nursing school, and was arrested and detained because, she was undocumented. They raided her house thinking somebody else who lived there. He didn't, but they then did an immigration check and found out she was here illegally. She was then held for 6 months. And ended up self-deporting because the conditions were so inhumane and she wasn't given access to her medicine. We have a shortage of nurses in this country, right? This woman was going into public service. She wanted to help people. She had no criminal record. She graduated from high school with honors. Like, that is the American story. That's the immigrant story. And instead, she was held in conditions that were so inhumane that she agreed to leave the country on her own. That is not registering with people. That is not what the vast majority of the country wants when they talk about, the fact that they want stronger borders, they want immigration laws enforced. They want dangerous people deported. Right. They want people who have criminal records or have a history of committing violence against other people. They don't want people who who are coming here to live their lives, to better their lives, and to serve the public and serve the community.
Radley, good to have you here. Thank you, my friend, as always. Radley Balco is the author of The Watch on Substack and the book Rise of the Warrior Cop, the Militarization of America.